Hi, I'm Jason, and this is the Cultural Breakdown. So we have the numbers now for the Across the Spider-Verse opening, and how big is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? With an opening day of 51.7 million. It's the biggest opening day of 2023 to date for a movie. The gross is beating Super Mario Brothers Wednesday of 31.7 million, and even Disney's Marvel Studio opening day for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which was 48.1 million. And this puts it third best of all time behind The Incredibles 2 and Finding Dory. To be fair, though, with the Mario Brothers, that was a Wednesday opening, so you're not going to get as many people out on Wednesday as there was for this one on Friday opening. This did come out on Thursday, but that wasn't the full day. It was just kind of an early showing, and that took in just over $13 million. But either way, this is a really solid opening day for this. And as a result, it's projected to has actually increased. Early projections were saying it could probably take in around 80 million in its domestic opening weekend, but now it's looking like it'll be closer to 120 million. And if you go to compare that to the first movie in the series, Into the Spider-Verse, on a $90 million budget, its domestic opening was around 35 million. So this is already beaten that. And compare that to the Into the Spider-Verse reviews, it was pretty well received, both critics and audiences. And so far, this one is more of the same. So not only did people like the first one, I mean, I was one of those people who didn't actually see the first one in theaters because it didn't look like it was made for me. Then afterwards, it came out, people said it was really good. So I checked it out. And yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was groundbreaking, but I thought it was enjoyable. And I can see why people like it. And I can see why people were excited to see this one 5 years later. There was more hype for it. They spent more time developing it. So, yeah, I mean, I can see it's something that people want to go see, and it turns out people are showing up for this. But of course, you have to look at this. Even though rivals believe that the 3 day is north of 125 million, they're still concerned about front loading this with fanboys of Greater East today, which will get Across the Spider-Verse to 113 foot. Yeah, it's possible that people just kind of went out to see it for like the first couple days, and then it's going to drop off throughout the weekend. Not like a huge one, but it's going to taper down throughout the weekend and hit 113. But I don't see that as being. I mean, it usually is like that where people go out Friday and Saturday nights. Sunday it's going to be a little bit slower, but and then it's kind of drop down through the week and then come back up again next weekend. But I don't see that as being a huge issue with this because there's some movies that people take a wait and see approach to hear good word of mouth before they go and see it. And while it might be front loaded in that sense where there's going to be a lot of people who are excited to see this, I can see in the coming weeks when people who want to go out and see a movie are going to look what's available and be like, well, Spider-Man's out there, that's doing good, or that we hear good things about that, so let's go check it out. And I can see with the positive reviews that we're getting so far and the positive reviews for the previous movie, there's no wonder that people are going to keep going to see this movie. And I don't think next weekend will be a huge drop off. I mean, there'll probably be some because there's always some, but it's not going to be something significant compared to like Disney's Little Mermaid that just came out. And so reportedly it's about a 51% drop off compared to last weekend, at least so far. That's actually doing better than what I thought. I thought it would probably be over 60%. So it's doing better, but still not good. And now this movie's coming out and it's kind of taking what wind they had left in their sails. So it's really no wonder why this movie is going to get a sequel. And now we're hearing talk about a live action version of that. I don't know how that will do because a live action version is still very different from this one. But with a reported budget of around $100 million for this, I mean, you factor in everything, it's going to need to probably bring in around $200-300 million to really be considered a success. And I'm not saying it's going to do this globally on its opening weekend, but I can definitely see it doing that probably either next weekend or the weekend after that. And this, I mean, there's no wonder why a sequel is already in the works for this. That's, I believe, slated to come out next year. So the studio was obviously really confident in this project and knew it was going to do good, judging by how the last one did. So they did the smart thing. They didn't throw so much more money at it. I mean, it's a little bit more budget than the previous one, but it's nothing astronomical. I mean, they were playing it safe and they knew what they were doing, and it looks like it's turning out positive for them. So let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure to like and share the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Thank you.